it indicates that actually there were no studies that been done to show that it will later be problematic.
Join Sarafina Robi this Sunday as she unravels the dangers of this plant that has had even livestock move to court to seek justice. Dengue, the poison apple.
Your father's been with us from the bad times and good times. He never gives up. God, your protector.
The way I realized that I have the talent of singing, I just started singing when I was 6 years old.
Yeah, Baba is more. Thanks to the law.
The challenges are enough money enough money that you use to shoot the video. If you don't have enough money, the clothes.
Look what I found at the library today. It's a small, cute book about how to tame a monster.
Today I'm going to show you how to make the yummiest chicken nuggets at the comfort of your home.
Wewe, washtakiwa?
Wewe utiaji itakumaliza wewe mzee. Na wewe hata chupi unaipa ya nini? Na wewe si msichana. Wewe ni mjinga ya wapi hata wewe?
Kwa nini hiyo miaka yote ikawa ni siku hiyo tu? Umetuitania polisi.
Ninyi wote ni kama mlirokwa.
Wewe nyamaza.
Na mali si tulikuja tukakumwakia takataka.
Hapana.
Hapana, si ndio? Na usiniongeleshe na malingo kwa sababu hata mimi niko na malingo. Wewe ulikuwako tukienda kumwaka hizo takataka?
Si ndio?
Ulikuwa tukienda kumwaka?
Mimi alikuwa hiyo ndio
Ngoja.
Unafutanga pangi?
Tumi bangi.
Sasa ni swali gani hilo?
Mwanamke anaongea vitu za ujinga, yani mtu mzima.
Wewe ukimwangalia huyu anavuta bangi.
A very good afternoon and welcome to Lunchtime News. My name is Jackie Wambiru. Sign language interpreter is Brian Muraru. Well, we have a comprehensive bulletin lined up this afternoon. We shall be bringing you the latest updates happening in the country and across borders. Now, to kick us off, Acting Inspector General of Police Gilbert Masengeli has been sentenced to 6 months in prison for contempt of court. This is after he snubbed court summons 7 times. High Court Judge Lawrence Mugambi today ordered Masengeli to submit himself to the Commissioner General of Prisons to serve his sentence. Now, Justice Mugambi, however, said Masengeli may avoid serving the sentence if he appears in court within the next 7 days. Masengeli was required to appear in court to explain the circumstances surrounding the disappearance of Jamil Longton Hashim, his brother Aslam Longton, and activist Bob Mishemi Njagi, who were abducted on August 19th in the heat of anti-government protests in Kitengela. And now, The government now says that the plan to lease Jomo Kenyatta International Airport to Indian company Adani is a proposal and it is a subject that is open to public participation. The government spokesperson Isaac Maura says that the government is open to any JKIA lease bids that seek to counter Adani company. He made the remarks during his weekly briefings on the state of the nation, where he called upon Kenyans to cease from spreading propaganda on issues of national importance.
People asking, why is it Adani? It's a proposal that we got. If there's anyone out there with a counter proposal, please come. Please come. We are open as government. We are open. If you have a cheaper, better proposal, or more affordable, more value for money, please do. That is why it's still a proposal. So let's not just whine and cast aspersions. Let us have a robust debate, because eventually these are national assets.
And now on education matters, CBC learners in Nyamache sub-county, Kisii County, is set to benefit from a reading culture program dubbed Read Baby Read, initiated by educationists from a local university in the county. Now, explaining how the program works, the patron, Professor Jacob Bagaka from KCA University, said the initiative will create a positive impact on the learners and help them participate in extracurricular activities at the national level. Education stakeholders in the county lauded the initiative, terming it as beneficial to the learning sector.
Program is referred to as Read Baby Read. It is usually targeting young learners from PP2 all the way to grade 4. But of course the impact of Read Baby Read continues through their learning process. So today's program is actually sponsored by KCA University, and we have people we refer to as champions. These are volunteers who collect books. They run this program.
This program of Read Baby Read is really assisted as a school. We have scholars from this school who are called now the alumni. They really benefited, and they're benefited right from 2018 up to now. Yeah, wherever they are, wherever they join to the junior school, actually we are following them up. They have the reading skills, they have the confidence, they can even use those skills of reading to venture into other activities.
Still on matters education, Kenya Institute of Curriculum Development is in the process of mobilizing all stakeholders to ensure there is competency-based curriculum research and search centers in all the 47 counties. Speaking after visiting the Gravity CBC Resource Center at Eastern Bypass, Ruiru, KICD Chief Executive Officer Professor Charles Ongondo hailed the team working at the Institute for the effort to ensure the competence-based curriculum is seamless and fully implemented. Ongondo lauded the display of the career pathways model in the center and urged all stakeholders to embrace it. This even as he encouraged the innovative use of locally produced materials, urging his team to explore opportunities for future collaboration with KICD to enhance the understanding and implementation of the competency-based curriculum. The Gravity CBC Resource Center is an innovative educational facility designed to support CBC, where it offers a variety of fully equipped laboratories that provide hands-on learning experiences across.
Able to let us know what are the attributes of these children. Yeah, but of course, you're asking in terms of pathways. Pathways now specifically come into the CBC curriculum at senior school. That's a level at which we say the learners should largely, and please underline the word largely, have made a decision with the help of everybody around them, the teachers, the parents, and other support systems, on which pathway they may want to take.
For us, we believe CBC is the best curriculum that we would ever have. And one of the things I say is that one that is I'm so passionate about CBC is that it's actually a balanced curriculum. We have knowledge, and for us we think like knowledge is like a pillar.
Two suspected murderers were stoned to death by an angry mob at Nairobi's Mihango area last night when they tried to snatch a phone from a pedestrian near Mihango Mosque. The mob also set ablaze a runaway motorbike. Police, however, arrived minutes later after the two were killed. The area is notorious with muggings and robbery. A few days ago, a retail shop and M-Pesa outlet owners were robbed at gunpoint and unspecified amount of money stolen. And our learning institutions across the country have been urged to adopt technology as a crucial component of education to prepare students for the modern world and the rapidly changing global economy. So that Kenya EdTech Summit 2024 held at Nairobi, stakeholders emphasized the importance of technology in transforming Kenya's education system.
All right, thank you, Mr. David. The summit held at the Center for Mathematics, Science and Technology in Nairobi to celebrate 10 years of impact by EdTech East Africa brought on board key stakeholders in the education sector. Here, calls to leverage technology in the Kenya's curriculum reverberated.
It's giving a lot of digital literacy to our teachers because it offers sort of continuous training to our teachers.
By equipping them with knowledge and skills, we empower them to nurture future innovators and problem solvers.
Representatives from the Ministry of Education, led by Deputy Director of Education in charge of ICT, Francis Karanja, reiterated the government's commitment to modernizing education and related systems in the country.
The National Education Sector Strategic Plan 2023-2027 lays out a comprehensive vision to provide equitable access to education across all levels. That is pre-primary to higher education. We can ensure that every decision is informed by real-time information, helping us address disparity in resource allocation and improve the overall quality of education.
The forum further highlighted the many challenges learners from underprivileged backgrounds face in their quest to acquire modernized education.
I have schools that do not have devices, and that means that if at all I need to do personalized learning and on an online platform, if I don't have a gadget, then it means I am sort of limited from doing that.
Those of us who are in this ecosystem space, it is for us to look at what those requirements are and then build solutions and make solutions available that complement what the government is doing.
The two-day summit, supported by the Ministry of Education, the Mastercard Foundation and EdTech Hub, is set to continue on 13 September 2024, exploring key topics including the role of artificial intelligence in education and strategies for scaling EdTech solutions across East Africa.
Technology is here. It's not going away. We have actually moved to a new phenomena called AI. I think if we don't embrace it or integrate it or adapt it, we will be left behind, and in the very near future we will experience a lot of challenges. So we need to adapt so that we can be able to move with the times.
John Kahiro for Lunchtime News.
And now, activist Tony Gashoka and a group of lawyers under the umbrella of Mount Kenya jurists have challenged the proposed government plan to lease Jomo Kenyatta International Airport to Indian conglomerate Adani Group for 30 years. In the petition, they argue the whole process was opaque and tainted with illegalities and that the deal violated principles of good governance. Details in the Scales of Justice segment.
The JKIA Adani leasing deal is receiving opposition as petitions to block the move flock at the High Court. Tony Gashoka and Mount Kenya juries have joined the list Thursday after Kenya Human Rights Commission and the Law Society of Kenya on Monday filed another one. According to the petitioners, the takeover of the proposed alienation was never subjected to the mandatory public participation, yet it involves a strategic national asset. They further cite the terms of agreement as a dubious guarded private-public partnership deal that has been shrouded with secrecy, and unless the courts intervene, the assets will be unlawfully alienated in favor of the Adani Group. And the High Court has altered a decision rendered by Cooperative Tribunal that annulled license issued to the Performing Audiovisual Rights Society of Kenya. While issuing the ruling, Justice Joe Mido stayed the judgment until an appeal filed by Kenya Copyright Board challenging the decision of the Copyright Tribunal is heard and determined. Trial Judge Joe Omido certified the case filed by Kekobo as urgent and ordered the case be mentioned on 14th October for further directions. Meanwhile, it's a sigh of relief for Old Mucho PLC after the High Court certified as urgent an application where they are seeking to quash orders that prohibited them from selling assets of the company, among other issues. Justice Wayua Mongari was informed that Joel Kibe, who had sued them, is not their members defined by Section 782 of the Companies Act and is thus not entitled to bring the proceedings seek or obtain the orders available to members of the company. The court was further told that the orders he sought severely impact their core business and will occasion irreparable harm that cannot be remedied by any award of damages. Judge Wayu has directed the case be heard during the vacation under the High Court vacation rules. Ruth Wamboi for Lunchtime News.
Well, that report of Skills in Justice brings us to our fast break here on Lunchtime News. Don't go too far, we still have more news coming up.
You are sure nobody saw you?
Yeah, I'm sure.
You really think you have everything figured out? I'm not here for your speeches, Alice. What I don't like about you is how you look down on women.
Hizo simu hamjamaliza kupiga.
You should not be seen near or around J&J.
Enjoy na GoTV. Beste yako wafuta. Tuna connect na ligi zote. Jisikie GoTV leo ujinice na the best futa live on Supersport. GoTV. Love it.
Introduced with good intentions, but turned out otherwise.
Hii mbegu ilikuwa tunafurahia kabisa tukiona kwa sababu hapa ilikuwa ni jangwa.
The invasive species that has turned into the proverbial poison apple.
It indicates that actually there were no studies being done to show that it will later be problematic.
Join Sarafina Robi this Sunday as she unravels the dangers of this plant that has had even livestock move to court to seek justice. Dengue, the poison poison apple.
Welcome back. This is Lunchtime News. Now, Kadara Low Court has denied a bail to 3 Kenyans and 2 Ugandans charged with robbery with violence. The 5 were arrested following an incident on the 25th July 2024 at a patent steel makers manufacturers in Kamulu, Nairobi County, which resulted in the death of the company's security officer. At the same time, the court freed Hassan Maina Mureithi, who was also charged with the offense of the alleged handling of stolen property from the same company, citing insufficient evidence for him to be detained in custody. Now, the suspects who were detained are Eli Abwasi, Josephat Kishoya, James Washira, Derek Namukoa, and Brian Muraje.
The submissions that we have made. 1, you are being invited, Your Honor, to discredit or even question the powers of the ODPP. Your Honor, my colleagues have submitted to this court. However, it is very clear the prosecution has not presented any convincing evidence justifying.
In other news, 32 families in Kiangombe area of Kitengela, Kajiado County spent the night in the cold after a fire gutted down their houses. Nothing was salvaged during the 8 p.m. inferno that is said to have started in one of the houses before quickly spreading to other Mabati houses. Now, the cause of the fire was not immediately established.
These are what the 32 families used to call home before everything they had was reduced to ashes during an evening fire yesterday. The distressed families are putting the blame to Kajiado County Government Emergency Unit for failing to respond to their pleas despite the fire engine station being only 2 kilometers away from Kiangombe.
Naomba upande wangu wangeleta at least zimamoto iwe hapa karibu, ingeokoa, lakini kwa huo muda wazimamoto hawakuweza kufika mahali hapa.
They say they were unable to salvage anything as their efforts to put off the fire were futile.
Kila kitu ilichomekea hapo, Kenya tuliokuwa tu ni watoto na kuna mtu alichomeka, bahati nzuri, lakini vitu sote tulitoka bila chochote.
The victims are now calling on the county government emergency team to be responsive when such incidents occur to avert losses and curb threats to human life. Tilio Marco for Lunchtime News.
There was drama in Samburu County after a section of boda operators engaged in a scuffle after disagreeing with the results of an election aimed at picking a new crop of leaders. The two groups disagreed on the criteria used, popularly known as mlolongo. They are now calling for fresh elections after the two factions failed to reach an agreement on the winners of the polls. These even as they called for a fresh election and urged the county government to supervise it.
Election ambayo tumefanya, uchaguzi ambayo tumefanya haikuwa free and fair. 90% of the members will prefer secret ballot. Reason why? That one will give out the free and fair election.
Kupatiwa matokeo yetu hadi saizi kwa sababu tunaamini ya kwamba ikienda mahali fulani itakuwa manipulated ama itasabadilishwa. Kwa sababu figures itasabadilishwa.
Lakini mimi sijaridhika kabisa. Kwa hivyo ile kitu tunataka kufanya turudie hiyo election. Kwa hivyo kwa sasa hatuna ofisi. Ile kitu mimi najua hatuna chairman wa boda. Ni hiyo tu.
Jina langu ni Amos Lakerab.
Election yenye tumefanyishwa haikuwa fair at all kwa sababu tunaambiwa eti tupange laini asivu ya illiterate lakini si mzuri hiyo.
Nataka kuform na cards ya bodabodas. Sio kulete watu kutoka Mara, wanaleta watu wa vijana kidogo under 18 wanaweka laini.
The International Commission of Jurists and Uganda's Unwanted Witness have launched the annual Privacy Moot Code competition at Daystar University in Nairobi. The competition focuses on legal discourse towards data protection in electoral processes. This year's theme, upholding voter privacy in democratic processes, underscores the critical importance of protecting individual rights to ensure fair and legitimate elections.
It's an important event for students, not only for their learning but also to assist the legal profession both in Kenya and in Uganda to perhaps shape the conversation on data privacy, especially when it comes to voter registration and the documents and details that we submit to government for purposes of exercising our right.
Having watched elections for the last, give or take 10-15 years, we have seen that elections are slowly becoming very technology heavy, and as such we want to invest a lot of content, a lot of information on how elections and technology work together. So for this particular moot conference, they will be looking at how voter privacy is important during an election process to ensure that it's upheld in terms of a democratic system.
This conference seeks to have a discussion on what are the roles and responsibilities of all stakeholders. What should they do in order to respect the right to privacy? Because there is an established legal framework for data protection, and we can't wish that away.
Tanga Corner market traders in Nambale, Busia County are expressing concerns over the lack of sanitation facilities and clean water, which is exposing them to diseases. The irate traders lamented over the lack of clean water and ablution facilities for the last 1 year, with a section of traders resorting to use of an unfinished building and bushes to respond to the call of nature. The traders are now calling on the county government to urgently construct a modern ablution block and provide safe water.
Hatuna choo katika hii soko, hatuna mahali pa kumwaga takataka, hakuna mahali hata mama wetu wenye wanauza hapa biashara vibanda zao za hoteli wa serikali haiweza kutengeneza, hata maji hatuna kwa hii soko.
Wanataka tulipe ushuru kwa soko na hatuna choo. Maji tunanyimwa, maji imeharibika. Wakikuja wanatufukuza kwa soko. Sijui tufanye nini?
Serikali ambayo inahusika katika kaunti hii ikaweza kutusaidia katika hii soko ya Tanga Kona. Tuko na shida sana. Tunaomba viongozi wetu ambao tulichagua wakuje watusaidie katika hii soko.
Now, Baringo County Government, in conjunction with Kirandich Water Works, has started the process of cleaning Kirandich Dam, which is a major source of water in Kabarnet town and its environs. The move follows complaints from the residents that the water in the dam is contaminated. Speaking during the cleanup exercise, Kirandich Water Works Managing Director Jackton Kimtai said the water has turned colour due to siltation. Chief Officer in charge of water and sanitation in Baringo County, Milka Toromo, said the exercise will help in providing clean water to the area residents. The dam was constructed 24 years ago by the Italian government.
Shida hii imeletwa na masuala ya mvua ambaye tumekuwa naye, imenyesha mvua kubwa ikaleta mpaka landslides, ikaleta hiyo mchanga ikafika huku. Lakini tulipofanya clean up ya kwanza, because tulikuwa tumefanya clean up ya kwanza ya treatment works yote, tukapata hitilafu kwamba bado shida ilikuwa bado inaendelea. Tukajaribu kubadilisha zile dawa tulikuwa natumia na kiwango cha dawa ambazo tulikuwa natumia, tukapata bado shida inaendelea. So tukaamua leo tukisaidiana na idara ya maji kuja toa zile matope ambazo zimekuwa katika zile sedimentation chambers.
Haijawahi oshwa for over 20 years. Na ile matope iko ndani ni matope ya around 15 meters.
Now moving on, the Uwe Council of Elders have petitioned the government to grant them oversight authority for land transactions in Homa Bay County. This comes in response to escalating land disputes fueled by fraudulent title deeds and exploitation by wealthy individuals. The elders argue that their deep-rooted understanding of local land history positions them uniquely to address these conflicts. They accuse local officials of facilitating illegal transactions, urging immediate government intervention.
Mambo ya masamba itolewe, irudishwe, iwekwe kwa mkono ya wase hawa, kwa sababu hao wase ndio wanajua vile mababu zetu walikuwa wakiishi.
Tunataka serikali atoe machifu kwa mambo ya masamba iwe kwa wananchi, kwa maana wase wa nchi ndio wanajua vile wanaweza kuongoza hiyo.
Lugala Secondary School in Shinyalo constituency, Kakamega County, has received furniture donations and other amenities courtesy of Hazina Savings and Credit Cooperative Organization. Now, the SACCO's Executive Director Dixon Okunga said the school was chosen to benefit from the donation due to its high discipline levels and exemplary performance, urging students to continue upholding high moral standards and be focused on the studies. Martin Kengasia and Vivian Nyarunda, who are directors at the SACCO, rallied boys in society to be committed to furthering their studies. They said it was worrying that the boy child is being ignored, and the results are the many cases of school dropouts among boys and the rampant drug abuse in society, which has exacerbated crime.
The partnership will go on and on and on when you show certain attributes. We are looking at discipline. We are looking at good performance. We are looking at students remaining very focused.
Be disciplined, we must be focused, we must know what we want out of life. We do that, then they will walk with us this journey from now going forward.
Now let's take a look at businesses where the Ministry of Labour and Social Protection has appealed to the Council of Governors and the Kenya Revenue Authority to consider tax breaks for people with disability operating small businesses. Now the petition channeled through the State Department of Social Protection and Senior Citizen Affairs called on the players to support disabled traders through tax waivers in the current harsh economic times.
Speaking at a stakeholders meeting in Naivasha, the Principal Secretary Joseph Mutari says there has been a spike in the number of households receiving government monthly stipends from 34,000 to 59,000.
Without any payments or taxes. We have upscaled our cash transfer in close consultation with our head of state, His Excellency Dr. William Samoei Ruto. We have done very well. This is a program that we have successfully achieved as a government. We have upscaled from 1 million all the way to 1.7 million.
Mutari says plans are underway to shift the registration from household to individual basis to promote equal service distribution.
We are working very closely with the Council of Persons Living with Disabilities to make sure that we remove the word household into individual based, because you can imagine that person who has one child who is disabled gets the 2,000. That one with 4 or 5 or 6 still gets the 2,000.
The National Council for Persons with Disabilities Chief Executive Harun Hassan has said they are working with the Ministry of Health and KEMSA to distribute drugs and therapy to over 20,000 disabled patients in different parts of the country.
We have already mapped almost 20,000 to all the facilities across country for free therapy, for free drugs, and for free incontinency things like diaper or bowel management across the country. And we are riding on the existing government infrastructure. Already specification has been developed by multi-sectorial engagement.
Ian Muse for Lunchtime News.
And now the cooperative movement in the country has been urged to harness its potential by tapping into new and lucrative avenues to boost earnings. Cooperative Alliance of Kenya Chairman MacLeod Malonza says despite controlling close to 1 trillion Kenyan shillings worth of assets, the movement is yet to fully exploit new economic avenues such as real estate, retail and wholesale ventures, which largely remain unexploited.
According to the Supervision Annual Report 2023, released this week by the Sacco Societies Authority (SASRA), savings and credit cooperative societies harbour the largest proportion of the sector's assets, which amounted to 972 billion shillings, representing 6.43% of the national nominal gross domestic product.
But key aspect on it is what we call cross-selling. You have a member, that member is employed. But back at home, he has a butchery. Maybe he has a bar he's running, he has a salon, a business he's doing. Where are we banking? The issue is to ensure 100%, apart from the member itself, other activities he's doing, the side hustles, is also brought into. So that is the model we are looking for.
Cooperative Alliance of Kenya Chair MacLeod Malonza is urging legislators to fast-track the adoption of the new cooperative bill that is currently in Parliament, saying it will change the SACCO's business operating model to enhance greater financial inclusion.
The new bill, which has gone the second reading, which is now almost being finalized, maybe by October it will be there, is also coming to change the business model of the SACCOs in terms of to ensure that we deepen further, to ensure we realize value for the members.
You need to know your member 360. So that you don't only support their core activity, but other supporting ASOs that they do to ensure that you are fully banking that member and being the financial service provider of choice for the member.
This emerged during a 2-day workshop organized by the Cooperative Alliance of Kenya, where leaders were taught on how to align their SACCOs with current tools to help them navigate emerging risks in the sector. Ndutamo Kami for Lunchtime News.
Now, Kenya is on course to break flour exports this year, with the country expected to ship out 250,000 metric tons of the commodity by the end of the year. The Kenya Flour Council says this will be driven by the high demand from key export markets in Europe and Asia. In the last 8 months, Kenya has already exported 200,000 metric tons of flours. Last year, Kenya exported 238,000 metric tons of flours, earning the country 107 billion shillings.
The increase in export volume will likely enhance this earning, offering a boost to Kenya economic development. Despite the optimistic outlook, the sector faces significant challenges, including 52 different taxes and stringent export regulation in the European market. Kenya Flour Council Chief Executive Clement Tulesi has pointed out that while production costs in Kenya are higher, competitors like Ethiopia, the expected increase in export will offer critical economic relief.
At the end of this month, we will be moving into a higher season now. The volumes will start going up. Currently, the volumes have been a bit down, close to just 6,000 tons, per month. But we believe that this can start doubling this up as we move into the high season.
Players in the sector have also declared the rising cost of production and new pest issue on a small-scale farmers. But despite all this, the growth potential remains strong, and ongoing engagement with the government is crucial to address these challenges and maximizing the economic benefits.
We are bringing in over 110 billion Kenya shillings a year. Then we are in an industry that needs to be taken seriously, and because we export every day, the government needs to put in place measures to avert this kind of situation going forward.
As an direct employer of over 200,000 people,
in this country and then indirectly affect close to 1 million lives. We feel that we should have a bigger voice and a more of a part to play in the formation of rules, regulations as we go forward as a country.
The growth in export volume is expected to strengthen job security for those involved in flour production, thereby benefiting local communities. Felix, Q4 Lunchtime News.
Now, women in agriculture have been encouraged to form cooperatives to aggregate and negotiate for better prices of their goods. Rural Women Network Director Pauline Kariuki says cooperatives will also weed out middlemen from the agriculture value chain and link farmers directly to the market.
Women comprise 70% of the total workforce in the agriculture sector. However, much of the 629 billion shillings generated from the marketed agriculture in 2023 was pocketed by men. To increase women earnings in the agriculture sector, they have been urged to form cooperatives to enjoy economies of scale.
Because the women are so fragmented, and we thought if they are together, they would be able to supply the market. And also now they are going outside there, they are going to other markets, even abroad. So they need to produce and ensure quality, and that they can only do if they are producing together.
Cooperatives will also see women cut out middlemen from the agriculture value chain and negotiate for better prices for their produce.
We want them to control the value chain, whether it's the input, whether it is production, and even control the marketing, so that they are able to enjoy economy of scale and they can be able to make profit because they don't have so many other brokers in between.
The government always subsidize the interest rates. They are given loans at a lower interest rate. They are given tax exempt. That enables these women to access loan at a cheaper cost.
Rural Women Network is encouraging more training and sensitization of women to join the cooperative movement to access funds that will help in mitigating climate change effects through smart farming.
When they are in a group, they are able to borrow, they are able to grow their businesses as opposed to when they are individuals. And as we know, women don't have collateral in terms of land.
Benson Ruba reporting for Lunchtime News.
And now on sports news, Kenyan athletes will be looking forward to prove their dominance at the Diamond League finals in Brussels. Olympic 800-meter bronze medalist Mary Moraa will be the first Kenyan athlete to line up as she aims to end the season on a high.
Form from a victory at the Zurich Diamond League, where she finished first after clocking 1 minute 57.08 seconds ahead of Britain's Georgia Bell and the USA's Addison Willey, who completed the podium positions. Before Zurich, Moraa had smashed the 600 meters world record at the East of Berlin meet, clocking 1 minute 21.63 seconds to outdo the previous Caster Semenya's record of 1 minute 21.77 seconds. Moraa boasts 31 points, joint with Britain's Gemma Reiki from her 4 league meetings, whereas Reiki has competed in 5. Meanwhile, 2020 Tokyo Olympic silver medalist Timothy Cheruiyot, 2023 African champion Brian Komen, 2022 World Under-20 champion Reynold Cheruiyot, and Boaz Kiprogot will feature in the men's 1500 meters. Kenyans have found it hard to secure victories in the Diamond League, with the last win at the Doha Diamond League, where Kenya took the first 3 positions. Olympic silver medalist Ronald Kwemoi, 2022 World Silver medalist Jacob Krop, Nicholas Kipkorir, and Cornelius Kemboi will feature in the men's 5,000 meters. They face a tough field, among them Olympic 10,000 meters silver medalist Berihu Aregawi, Belgium's Isaac Kimeli, and Switzerland's Dominic Lobalu.
Kenya under-20 men's football team, the Junior Stars, has been drawn in Group A for the upcoming under-20 AFCON CECAFA qualifiers. The qualifiers will take place in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania from October 6th to 20th this year. The finalists will secure qualification for the AFCON Under-20 Championship. Well, the host nation yet to be determined. In Group A, Kenya will face Rwanda, Sudan, Djibouti and Tanzania. Group B comprises Uganda, South Sudan, Burundi and Ethiopia. The winners will qualify for AFCON Under-20 Championship next year. Football Kenya Federation Premier League action will resume this weekend after the international break with 7 matches on card. Sofapaka will face Talanta FC tomorrow at Kenyatta Stadium. Nairobi City Stars will be up against Bidco United at Dandora Stadium, while Kariobangi Sharks will take on Tusker FC at Dandora Stadium. On Sunday, Kakamega Homeboys will face Mathare United FC at Mumia Sports Complex. Bandari FC will face Mara Sugar FC at Mombasa Sports Club. AFC Leopards will battle Posta Rangers at Kenyatta Stadium, while Murang'a Seal will have a date with KCB at SportPesa Arena in Murang'a. AFC Leopards, Mara Sugar, Murang'a Seal and Tusker occupy the top 4 positions with 3 points each. Well, that report brings us to the end of our bulletin this afternoon. Thank you so much for choosing KBC Channel 1 Lunchtime News. My name is Jackie Wambiru. Sign language interpreter is Brian Muraru. Enjoy the rest of the afternoon.